I believe it's about May 7th or May 8th, and as you can see, I have not started opening the pool yet. The weather really has not become warm enough for me to even bother doing it. I have the pump in there, and I'm pumping out what I can. I did take a cursory peek under the cover, and I found that it's green, but maybe not as bad as it's been. I won't know, of course, until I get the cover off. But that's why the pool series hasn't started. Another reason is that during a rainstorm we had last summer, this black mark appeared on here, and it tripped the breaker in the pool circuit panel here. So right over here in this general neck of the woods where it would close is where the main pump plugs in. So I don't know if water made its way into the box or what, but I did notice that the wire over here is indeed frayed. I do not see the insulation of the actual wires inside being broken, but you know, it's not in the greatest of shape. This is back from, it's got all kinds of winter stuff on it, back from when the pool was installed. And also this here, that might be a little bit of a problem. So it's possible there is a problem. So I wanted to take a look at the wiring on here. I'm going to have to take the back cover off and see. I'm just taking a cursory look today. So I want to get this out of the way before I start opening the pool. So we're going to start by taking this back cover off because I want to have a look inside. I'm going to apologize ahead of time for any poor camera work or if my hands get in the way or anything of that nature. Take these bolts out. This one seems like it's pretty long. All right, so we have a white and a black and a green coming in, and those all have crimped terminals on them. There's a capacitor here and one in there. We got some slack on this here. I believe this unscrews. It reveals a completely severed wire? No, it's not. It's just breached insulation. So, really, I don't want to get into redoing all of this right now. So I'm just going to tape this up really, really good with electrical tape. And that'll have to do for now. The reason I'm doing sort of a hokey repair is I honestly don't know how much longer this pump is going to last. It's going to leak. I'm well aware of that. And, you know, I know that my option is limited to only a variable speed pump when it is time for replacement. But this can't be like that. I don't know if water got in there and it shorted and why it sparked here, I don't know. I'll tape this up over here also really good, and we'll call it good for now, and that's going to have to do it. So let me get some electrical tape and we'll tape it up. Boy, this tape has been sitting for a while. My, oh my, oh my. So we'll cut off a piece of that. Not going to stick too well because of the dirt on it, but there's only so much that I can do. I just want it covered so weather will not become that much of a factor. The dirt on the tape from the table will eventually peel, I'm sure. but that'll have to do. And we'll go ahead and screw this back down. That's certainly a lot better protected than it was. And I'll do the same for the other part, and that's going to have to do it, really. In the event this becomes a problem once again, then what's going to happen is the breaker is going to blow, and then I'm going to have to fix this properly. Hopefully, if the pump is in service at the time, which of course if the breaker blows it will, I may have to take it out of service to do that and disconnect it, but maybe it'll fail later in the season. I shouldn't really take a shortcut now, but I really don't feel 100% comfortable in lopping off all of this length of wire, because it may not quite reach at that point. And I don't want to, you know, get the hammock, but I need to cut down a tree, and now I can't use the hammock kind of scenario. Incidentally, in case, I don't know if you can see or not, that says 230 volts and 115 volts. This pump can be rewired to run on 115 if you wanted to, but it's 220 or 230, whatever they want to call it. Another thing I wanted to address with this pump is the drain plug right there. I've taken the plug out and it doesn't look that good. I have these plugs replaced, but it actually seemed to leak worse, so I put the old one back in. After taking a closer look at this, these are tapered threads, and that hole therefore is tapered. So really just the sheer pressure of it going in there should be enough to seal it with Teflon tape. So what I'm going to do is use this wire brush here and try to remove some or all of what's left of the old Teflon that's on here. I also have reason to believe that this hole on the pump is stripped out or partially stripped out, and I don't want to spring for new housing, pump housing, because I've had that replaced already. So what I'm doing here is just trying this. I may end up shooting myself in the foot, or it may end up working to help. As far as where else it's leaking, I don't know. I'll check the bolts on the back everywhere afterwards and ensure those are tight, because there is a seal there. But in the meantime, I'm going to work on this, just wire brushing it to get as much of the old Teflon off, and then I'm going to really Teflon it good, and we'll go from there. Okay, I have all of the Teflon off. I have some new Teflon tape here. And we have to put this Teflon tape on the right way. So I want to go this way, because that way when it's screwed in, this piece that's right here is going to be facing that way. And that way it won't unravel when I go put it in. So I'm going to wrap this really, really good with Teflon tape. If I could just get it started, there we are. Okay, that should be a good 6 wraps, I would say. Most would say that there's probably too much Teflon on here, but I do want to ensure a very good seal. So that's why I did that. So, clean that up. There was some schmutz in here that I cleaned out with a flat blade screwdriver. I'll go ahead and thread that in. I cleaned out the schmutz that was in there with a flat blade screwdriver, and then blew out the remaining dust. So that's it. That's finger tight. Do not use a wrench on this. Using a socket with something to hold it is acceptable. I was able to get a little more turn out of it. There, that's tight now. And that's as far as I want to go. I don't want to touch that any more than I have to. If I can't turn it with my fingers anymore, I'm not going to wrench on it with my whole hand. It's just in there. This particular plug happens to fit a 14 millimeter very, very, very snugly. There's a 9/16 that will fit, but it has just a little bit of wobble, just a little bit of play to it. 9/16 I think is the size that they had used. I think they had left, the pool company had left in 9/16 before. And I figure while I'm here, I may as well check this one as well. So as you notice, once again, I did not use a wrench, but using the tool. This one here, I'll Teflon again. But it does not appear that it has any sort of rubber washer, nor does it appear that this is tapered. So let me clean that up off camera, and I'll come back. Actually, this one, if you look, has a rubber washer, so for all intents and purposes, it does not need Teflon, but I don't think it's going to hurt in this case because the washer is going to be doing all the sealing. So I'll just put a few wraps on that as well, just to be doubly double sure, if you will. I don't know if it's going to help or hurt, but I figure it can't really hurt at this point. I've already taken it out, so I may as well. Not the greatest job, but I think it'll do. Go ahead and screw that back in. And I'm watching it closely as I get in there. I definitely feel a rubber seal forming. So let me just get my other hand on that. Okay, that's going to do it for that. And we're going to leave it right there. That's all I'm going to do. I'm doing everything as least invasive as possible that I can in order to prepare for this, in the hopes that when it does come time to open, it maybe won't leak so bad. It's probably going to leak like it always does. But anyway, it's better than it was. So that's it. Everything's all set, back together, and this boy is going to wait until it is time for the pool opening. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.